In this lecture, I am going to throw light on the concept of constructor overloading. Now see, constructor overloading is the feature in which there are two or more constructors in the same class. What I mean to say is presence of two or more constructors in the same class amounts to be called constructor overloading. But always remember one thing. There ought to be a difference in either number of arguments or their data types, because if we are going to have two or more constructors, that is going to be problematic because that will result into ambiguity. So if there are going to be two or more constructors, there should be a difference in either number of arguments or their data types. I will explain this with the help of a full-fledged example and you would be able to understand it. So you can note down these things. Now let me show you an example code. This is our class students having marks in English, marks in maths, marks in computers. The variable names are M.Eng, M.Maths and M.Comp. This is a simple constructor with arguments where there are three arguments. Another constructor is going to be there, but it is having two arguments. So both are not going to clash because the first constructor was with three arguments, second is with two arguments. Now I have told you that there can be a difference in data types also. Now the third constructor is having again two arguments, but the difference is of data types. In the first constructor, the first argument was of float data type, second also of float data type. But in the third constructor, first argument is of int data type, second is of float data type. So two constructors are being allowed with two arguments each, because there is going to be a difference in their data types. So let me show you this with the help of an example. Go to file, new, okay, CC++, next, file name with full path. I'm going to store it in my own folder, that is constructors in the programs folder. It could be a folder of your own choice. I'm going to name it constructor overloading, then click on finish. So here we go. Now I am going to type the program. So the first thing I am going to do is I am going to include my required header file. It's going to be IOStream. Okay. Then we are going to, oops, I have written hash define. Sorry, this is used for macros. As you know, I will have to write hash include preprocessor directive. Okay, using namespace std you are familiar with. Then let me have a class with the name books, and the name could be anything. Then I'm going to have variables like book code. It's of long data type, long int data type. Then a string variable is going to be there. This is for author name. Let the size be 50, and then we are going to declare a float variable for price, right? Oops, let me correct the spellings of float. Okay, now it is highly advisable that you type the program with me. Okay, this is going to be the constructor and I am going to have three arguments in this constructor with arguments, which is also called parameterized constructor. So it is having three arguments: long book underscore code 1, char author 1, float price 1. These are our formal parameters. Now right now you people are familiar with the way constructor work. Book underscore code is equal to book underscore code 1. What we are doing is we are assigning the values of the formal parameter into the respective instance variable. Then author is equal to author 1. Then we are going to have like, okay, price is equal to price 1. Okay, so let me have another constructor because we are going to have a demo of constructor overloading. presence of more than one constructors in the same class. Alright, this constructor, both are constructors as you can see, because both the methods are both the functions are having the same name as the class name. So this was like char author. So here I am going to have two arguments. First one is for book code and second one is for author name. Author1, char author1 should be followed by square brackets because it's a character array. Strings are character arrays in C, C++. Book underscore code is equal to book underscore code 1 strcpy. Okay. Oh yeah, I have made a mistake. Actually, if I want to copy a string into another, I should go for strcpy library function, which happens to be present in the header file string.h. You people have studied a lot about string.h header file in C language. The same is used in C++ also. Right. Okay. So this is our second constructor. The name of the formal parameter is author1, value of which is going to be assigned to the instance variable author. As you know, strcpy does take two arguments. The first one is the target string and second one is the source string. Right. I'm going to have yet another constructor, and that is going to be a constructor with again two arguments. But as you know, there is already a constructor with two arguments. I will have to make a difference in data types. Otherwise, there will be an ambiguity and it will result into error message. So here I have made the difference. In the first constructor with the two arguments, the data type, first data type was the data type of the first formal parameter was long int and second was of char. In this case, I have made a change in this constructor. The first parameter is of char data type, second is of float data type. So there won't be any problem. Okay, using strcpy again I have done the same thing. So I am going to have a method show underscore data, which is simply going to display the instance variables. Right, book code is equal to book underscore code, insertion operator book underscore code. I am going to write it in a stream. I will go to the next line without pressing semicolon. So as you know, output stream is continuing, and then author name is equal to author and endl escape sequence, then price is equal to price. Okay, the stream is getting ended here. I have terminated it with semicolon. So far so good. Great job. This is end of the class. Let me write it in the comment. Let's start with the method main. Right, main method. Now in this function main, we are going to have three objects. The first object I am going to declare is like books obj. Okay, so what I am going to do is books obj. Then I am going to pass the arguments like 1001, comma, then I am going to give the name of the author like Andrews. Then I am going to have the price. This is going to be our price, 1000.99. And here I am going to declare another object. Let the name of the first object be obj1, and like we can take obj2, and I am going to pass this is your book code. And second is okay, I am going to pass I am going to pass it to the constructor with two arguments, and this constructor would be operational. This one, the first value David will go into this author, second value 1200.0 will go into this price one. Okay, I will rectify it. Actually it should be author 1 because here I have used author 1. No problem. So I will rectify it. Books obj3 1002, and here I am passing the value Alan. Again I am passing two arguments, but there won't be any ambiguity because the control will go to the constructor where the first argument is of long int data type and second one is of char data type, character string, right? So we have three constructors. Constructor overloading is taking place. So let me assign some value to book code in my constructor with two arguments, which is the third constructor. Let me give some fixed value for the price 900.99 because we are missing out on price in the second and in the second constructor, and in the third constructor we are missing out on book code. So here I have given a fixed value to book code, that is 1003. Okay, now we are going to display the values like bobj1.showData, bobj2.showData, bobj3.show_data, right? Okay, so you can just have a look again. You can have a look on the code. So our first constructor with three arguments, and this is our second constructor with two arguments. First data type of the first parameter is long int, second one is of character string. Okay, and this is our third constructor where we are using again two arguments, but the difference is in data type because the first argument happens to be of char data type and second one of float data type, so there won't be any ambiguity. Okay, just have a look, right? Okay, now okay, we will now try to execute the program. I'm going to press F9. Oh, oops, there is some error. Let me see what's the problem. Float price, okay, strcpy author, author1, price equal to price1 book underscore code. Okay, C should be capital because it was declared with C as capital, book underscore code. Okay, not a big problem. So let me see if there is any other problem. Right, so again I have tried to execute the program. Again book underscore code, there is some problem. C should be capital, right? These are just minor mistakes. Again we will try to re-execute the program. Let me see what is the problem over here. Float price 1, book underscore code 1, strcpy author price is equal to price 1. So here is like book underscore code 1. Okay, we will locate the error, just a minute. This is go to price 1 and this one is, oh, I'm sorry, because these constructors are going to be invoked from outside the class, they ought to be public, so I have given public access specifier. So this is our output. I have executed the program. This time over it has been executed successfully. Okay, first object values, second object values, third object values. So our program has executed successfully. Again we have come back to the code. As I've explained to you, this is our constructor overloading. We had three constructors, but there was a difference either in number of arguments or their data types, right? So this is how we people can use constructor overloading.